knew that if I wanted to live, I had to leave as soon as possible. I loved my makeshift home, but it was no longer safe. I quickly surveyed the surrounding area to make sure that that terrible thing was nowhere to be seen. I looked high and low, but I didn't see it. It must have gone somewhere. I decided the only way to make it out alive was to take to the open sea. I went back to myself and constructed me a makeshift boat. Then I gathered all my belongings. I was going to need some supplies if I was going to make it out of there. As I stepped outside, I saw it. It was that terrible thing. There was no time for thinking. I grabbed up my raft and made a break for the sea. Maybe if I moved fast, it wouldn't be able to catch me. I tossed my boat in the water and quickly jumped on. I wasn't going to wait there any longer. As I navigated around the water, I found an opening to what I assumed to be the ocean. This place was no home for me no longer, and I was going to leave it far, far behind. I sailed long into the night, never looking back. There was no need to now. This place was no home of mine. I wasn't a part of this world, and I didn't want to be. As night turned to dawn, I noticed several figures on the nearby islands. Their presence gave me no comfort. I would find a land with no terror such as them. Eventually, I began to fall asleep at the helm of my ship. It had been a long journey, and I was slowly getting exhausted. Bam! I had crashed my boat into a sandy shelf. Falling asleep was not a wise choice. I surveyed the surrounding landscape and realized I had stumbled upon a desert. I had no choice but to traverse this foreign land. There was no turning back now. As I traveled further, it seemed like I had become more accustomed to the land. It was as if I was becoming one with the land. I eventually came across a forest. It brought back memories of my earlier days in this new land. It brought back memories of home. Further in, I found snow. This was unusual, and I shivered as I was not ready for any sort of inclement weather. I had to hurry up and find a way to warm myself up. Looking into the distance, I saw what appeared to be a cave. Somewhere deep inside of me, I felt the need to examine, to explore. I refreshed myself and headed directly towards it. I plunged into the icy cold water. It felt fresh against my skin, but freezing. I swam directly towards that cave. I surveyed the surrounding area, and then I began my assault on the mound. I dug, and I dug. I dug, and I dug, and I dug deep into the mountain. I didn't know why, but it just felt right. As if I was supposed to do this. As if this was my craft. Was this what I used to do? I thought to myself. I started to run low on light, but I came across a softer patch of dirt and came back to the surface. As I came up, I was greeted by a multitude of pigs. A welcome sight. These creatures never meant anyone no harm. I tried to offer one of the pigs food, but it didn't go as planned. I eventually came across a I guess this is where I would try redoing things again. I also set out to define this new home. I set a sign outside in hopes that Monster would realize that this was not a place where they were welcome. Monsters not welcome. Please go away. Let me fix that right there. Please, dang it. Please go away. There we go. Thank you. They'll definitely listen to that. Upon finishing cleaning up my new place, I decided it was time to set out and survey the land before me. I gathered only the vitals needed and set out. As I came across a large sandy mountain, I decided to put my mind and skills to work. It was time to do what I was born to do, I guess. As I approached the mountain, I realized that the daylight was quickly fading. I didn't have a lot of time before I would have to go back home. I quickly dug out a foundation for when I would proceed to mine a little bit more seriously. This was not the time nor the place just yet. As day turned to night, I quickly gathered my things and began my trek back home. I wasn't going to be out in this darkness much longer. It had been a long day, and I was done with all this running. Hopefully now in my new home, I'd be safe. Hopefully I wouldn't have to deal with any monsters of any sort ever again.